Good morning, guys. It is 5:50 a.m. I got my electrolytes and I have my regular water. Guys, I left my other one of these on the bus back from New York yesterday. So I was holding my daughter and stuff, and I had put it like behind my elbow on the bus. And I only realized it after we were almost home, so. Anyhow, there was this, there's this like one podcast that it's in Spanish though. And so I posted it on Instagram the other day. It's, oh no, I forget her first name. It starts with a C. Is it maybe Carmen Mitre? I guess she's like a Spanish journalist person from Spain, and she had this guy who's, I guess, a personal trainer, influencer person. His name is Iñaki Garcia, and I just loved like how clear he was about certain things. Oh, that sound is. I got some cute little plates and I forgot to bring them in the house. Anyway, so he's, talking about how working out is non-negotiable. And, I've had versions of that in my head for a while, that I tell myself, you have to put your feelings aside. This whole, like, I don't feel like working out, or, oh, it's cold, or like, no, because all those excuses, and I had even like dumber excuses, right? Because for me, I'm a very girly girl. Like, I like to have my hair done, like, I like to look good. And ironically enough, because I didn't want to look like this, as in like, with my hair and stuff, I wouldn't work out for like the longest time. Like when I joined a couple gyms when I was like younger, even like in my teens, like with my mom. But when I really started taking fitness seriously was in 2013. I went on like a friend's trip, like, and I tried skiing for the first time, and I remember like being on the slopes and like thinking I'm the heaviest person here. And then I saw a picture of me and I was like, I'm not that size. For some reason in my head, I've always looked fabulous. Like, I have the opposite of what I've heard and read that people that have like eating disorders have, where they like see themselves like as fatter in the mirror. I've always seen myself as thinner. I always think I'm like, that's a bad angle, that's not how it is, that's not me. But the reality is that I was morbidly obese. I took it serious. Like 2013 to 2015, I was like eating low carb for the most part, except for the weekends. Especially after I started dating my husband, because I don't know, I guess it was a maturity. I was like, oh, whatever, I'm not going to be that person that's like, oh, I don't want this, and please keep the bun, like when we go out, or I don't like to be fussy. Even now I like to be fussy, but I don't say anything, right? Like, I mean, I take the bun off if I want a burger. I don't eat the bread, or I eat the bread like when we go to a restaurant, but I have one piece and not the whole basket. But the point is, I was morbidly obese. It's taken me so much sacrifice, so much work, so much money, because you have to say the truth, right? I was even talking to my friend yesterday. I met up with her in the city, and we went out to like a late lunch. And so she also does Orangetheory and Pilates. We were talking about these things are expensive. It's not for free. And in New York, they're especially expensive. It's a lot more than. So anyway, so this guy Iñaki Garcia, he was saying, kind of like, you either invest in your health or you're going to invest in your sickness later. And he talked a lot about quality of life, and that really like touched me, because we always like pray that we have like long and healthy lives, and that we can be around to see like our kids grow up and all that stuff. And and then you see people like who are basically, I mean, they're alive, but they're not alive walk for yourself and you can't fend for yourself. Now, there are things that are beyond our control, like, you know, there's some like disease that are like beyond our control, even though the more and more that I think about it, the more true it becomes. And like, you know, it's not a conspiracy theory that like our food is junk in the US, like like genetically modified, like all these like hormones. I mean, anyway, I'm not gonna get into that because, but you know, and so whatever is within our control, we can do, like exercise, like try to eat healthier most of the time. You know, no one's gonna say, hey, don't live. Like, I love pasta, and I didn't have it for a very long time, and you know, and now I have some. There is balance, but sometimes, at least in the beginning, you have to go to extremes. And right now, what I'm trying to figure out is, because I don't want to lose any more weight, I want to maintain where I am, and that's equally as hard as losing weight, guys. I'm telling you, I'm here. It's hard. But you know, I weigh myself every day. I try to exercise every day. I was thinking to myself yesterday, actually, and I mentioned this to my friend, like, I don't know if what I'm doing is sustainable over time. But I think that it might be. Like, today I'm like, of course, like, why not? You know, because sometimes, most days I work out twice a day. I don't do high intensity interval training twice a day, but I'll do, you know, Orangetheory and Pilates, or I'll, you know, go for a walk and do bar. And like yesterday, I did bar in the morning, and then, I mean, I walked a ton in New York. I walked maybe 40 minutes. It's like 20 minutes to the restaurant and 20 minutes back to the bus station. But it was like leisurely, and I felt good, and my Apple Watch picked up on it. It's like, do you want to record this outdoor walk? So I think in general, it's more about incorporating more movement, because in the past, I would have probably taken an Uber. That's the truth. Or the train. I would not have walked. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like, now that I mentioned, it's like 14 blocks. I'm like, I didn't even break a sweat, to be honest. And so, my feet didn't hurt, my knees didn't hurt. Like, it literally was like nothing. And in the past, it would have been like that. So, all this video is to say, guys, invest in your health. Like I said, there are things that are beyond our control, but the things that we can control, let's try to do that, because, you know, we want to be later on in our 50s, 60s, 70s, and like be active and be able to go out with our friends still and have fun, and like, you know, walk for ourselves, and, you know, shower ourselves and fend for ourselves. You know, I know this one person. I know he's like in his 60s, but you would think he's like an 80-year-old. And so, yeah, I don't know, I felt like saying that, you know, I find little things that inspire me, and then I think to share them. And working out is a non-negotiable, guys. It's non-negotiable, but we also have to be conscious of what we eat most of the time, 80% of the time, 90% of the time, because we don't want to like annihilate our efforts by, you know, completely eating junk only. And this like health journey is time, effort, and money. It's a great investment. But my aunt once told me, she said, what good is it to have the most beautiful dress in the universe if you don't have a body to wear it? And so, you know, don't cheap out on yourselves, guys. That's what I'm gonna say. I've arrived. Have a nice day. Maybe I'll record a little bit after workout later. So I just finished my workout. And today was Mount Everest, which is one of like the signature workouts at Orangetheory. And I didn't know. I mean, they have it like on the board and stuff, but see, there's some people in my like studio that look up the workout on Reddit and they know that tends to discourage me if I see something I don't want to do, like a partner workout. So I never look it up. And you know, once I'm in the studio and they're mentioning it when we're on the line, like waiting to get in, you know, I'm already there, so I'm not gonna go anywhere. And to me, again, like I have my non-negotiables. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Whatever workout is Monday, Wednesday, Friday, that's what I get. I might switch it up like in October, maybe do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, like, you know, how you like your body gets used to things. Maybe I'll change up my routine a little bit and then do Monday, Wednesday, Friday Pilates. I don't know, we'll see. Because for September I've already booked most of my classes. And I'm going to North Carolina to visit my sisters and my new nephews. Well, my nieces and nephews, and I have 2 new nephews. And you know, I've been like kicking myself for the past like 2 days. I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna get to work out for like you know, these like 4 or 5 days, blah blah blah. And we're thinking of leaving earlier, so I don't know if I'm gonna get to work out on Thursday either. And you know, it's bothering me. And then I'm like, Katie, I'm not going to Timbuktu. You're going to North Carolina in the USA. There must be Orangetheory studio around there, and probably a Club Pilates too. So what I'm going to do is, now when I get home, I am going to search around the address where we're staying and see what studio is close by for Orangetheory. Clearly I do not wear makeup to the to work out. And these guys, I've told you that I have PCOS. These are like my man hair. I need to get laser hair removal, but I just haven't done it. Anyway, that's one of the reasons I actually wear makeup. I like makeup, I enjoy it, but I probably wouldn't wear it most of the time just for timing reasons. Like, you know, it takes a while to do it. If I didn't have these, like, this discoloration from like the hair, which, by the way, guys, I have to tell you something. TMI, right? So they tell you that, oh, if you lose weight and like whatever, blah blah blah, with all the weight that I've lost, the hair growth has not slowed down. So like chin, mustache, all these things, it has not slowed down. And I've had like my hormones tested, and like they tell me like, you know, my testosterone level and all this stuff is like normal. So I don't know what the cause of this hair growth is, and I refuse to believe that I'm just naturally hairy, which could be, but not like this. Like, this is not natural or normal. I you know, and I used to follow this girl, you know, she like does like PCOS like diet tips and stuff for like people who have PCOS. She has like short hair and like whatever, but I stopped following her. Now I can't remember her name. She did have a lot of useful information, but she became a little bit of a product pusher, and I don't like that, like, too much. I mean, I understand these influencers, like, you know, this is their livelihood, that's how they live, blah blah blah. I don't mind, like, I'm not hating at all. Good for them, I wish. But it becomes a little bit like too commercial, in the sense of, well, I'll give you an example, right? So there's 2 doctors that like I follow on Instagram, right? And one, like, they're both kind of famous. So the one, he works like at Univision, or he's like the guest doctor there a lot. His name's Dr. Juan. And then there's Dr. Mao, who's a doctor in New York City, and, you know, I think he has this like life passion or mission to inform the Hispanic community. So he like goes on Instagram and he gives like a lot of facts and like tips and blah blah blah. And the difference is that Dr. Juan has his own line of products, and I feel like he's always like pushing those. And I don't know if they're the best quality, and I don't know that like I feel it almost feels insincere sometimes, since Dr. Ma's not selling shit. Well, that's not true. He sells like these hoodies, because he has these like hashtags like more squats, less drama. And so he has like, I think t-shirts maybe too, but I have a hoodie, but he's not, I mean, basically it's because I googled it because he was wearing one day in one of his videos, but he doesn't even promote that. And I hope he doesn't come out with like his own line of supplements and stuff, because then I feel like there's like a conflict of interest there. But anyway, so these influencers, like I understand if they're like, oh, because even me, like I get paid nothing, like, you know, I like to share good things when I find them. But like, you can't like say this is the best thing ever, and then 2 weeks later, because somebody else is paying you, say the next thing is the best thing ever, right? And we're entitled to change our mind. And like sometimes some products like stop working, like, you know, I mean, I could not recommend shampoos, I feel like, because I have literally like 16 different kinds, like that are different brands, and I love them all. And conditioners, and you know, and I rotate between like products. But I don't know, like it's more of a feeling, like when somebody's too much of a product pusher, that it feels not genuine. Because there's other influencers who like also recommend things, and it just feels more like authentic, like they actually use the stuff. I don't know, maybe it's just me. So anyway, so that girl who talks about like diet and stuff for PCOS, she doesn't recommend dairy. For me, especially with like my like low carb lifestyle, I can't give up, and I don't want to give up cheese. Like, and those vegan cheeses, first of all, most of them taste like crap, and second of all, there's so many like weird ingredients in those things that they're basically like a chemistry experiment, and you might as well just eat the cheese, like regular cheese. So I mean to always try to eliminate dairy and see how it goes with this like hairy stuff. But I kind of don't wanna, and I'm not like lactose intolerant or anything like that. Like I don't really have a reason to give it up. But we'll see, because I'm like, something's got to give. Like there's something that's causing this. That's not normal. Other than that, oh, by the way, so people bitch a lot about the Everest workout at Orangetheory, and it's one of my favorite workouts, honestly. I think it's like a booty workout. I made it to 6 on the incline while still jogging, and then I power walked. Felt good. Felt really good. You know, you always feel great after you work out. I think that's one of like the ultimate truths in life, that no one ever regrets a workout. I feel like, I don't know, it's the best way to start your day. So I was debating getting Starbucks this morning, and I really don't need the sugar, because usually I get like a caramel macchiato, even though I've started liking these like shaken espresso drinks that they have, but they're also like sweetened. You know, I can get Starbucks at any time. It's not special in that way. Or like, oh, I can't get it, or like they only sell it in this particular place. So I'm not having it. I'm just gonna have regular old coffee from my house. And I feel like coffee today. I've been drinking a lot less coffee because I've been having a lot more matcha. But I feel like coffee today. And I'm probably gonna make myself a hard-boiled egg. I'm not really hungry at this point in my life, at this point of the day. But I've noticed something about myself, and this is, you know, things that you need to learn about yourself. I could like be not hungry for so many hours, and then it hits me like desperately, right? Like I'm like, oh, I'm not hungry. Then I'm like, I'm hungry, and I need to eat whatever's in front of me, like chips and chocolate bars, like literally like what, because like I feel like I'm gonna faint. So in order to prevent that, I know they tell you that you shouldn't eat when you're not hungry, but in order to prevent that, maybe not right now, but like in an hour or so, I'm gonna have an egg, maybe a cheese stick, something, you know, so that I don't become hangry. great day. You know, I'll comb my hair and look like a decent human being later. Hi. Good morning, guys. It's 5:47. We're running a tad late today. But I mean, I'll make it to Pilates on time. It's just that I like to get there a lot earlier so I can get my reformer. I like a specific reformer. It used to actually really bother me if I didn't get the reformer. Like, I'd be pissed the whole class. But, you know, now whatever. I'm just like, I need to get my workout in. And as long as I do, it's fine. But I do prefer reformer 12. There's nothing special about it except for it's in the front. And I was one of those kids, you know, I always preferred to sit in the front of class. I got distracted in the back. And even like here, like the instructor walks up and down, but she is, oh, thank you. I forgot to turn my lights on and this car flashed me. Because it's dark now again in the mornings. What was I saying? Oh yeah, like the instructors usually walk up and down the aisle like a few times or whatever, but for the most part they're up front. And also, I mean, some moves are like whatever, like on the reformer, but when we do the other like standing work, you know, I like to see what we're doing. Like, I like to see the example. So today I have a pretty full day of, I mean, I always have a full day of work, but it's just harder when I actually have to leave my house. Yeah, so, but it's fun things, it's closings. So I usually get up between like 4:45 and 5:15, and I have time to do my matcha and all that stuff. And I was extremely tired today. I mean, I feel actually really good right now, but you know, my alarm went off. I have it set for like 5:15. Like, that's the, I don't set it up for 4:45. That's just, you know, I just happen to naturally wake up between those times usually, like 4:45, 5:15 in the morning. And anyway, so my alarm went off and I like snoozed it, which I rarely do. But I actually went back to sleep, like deep sleep. So I was tired. And then my alarm went off, and I did break my own rule that I'm always telling people not to do. And I opened my phone and I went like on Instagram. So my rule is, don't look at your phone except for maybe just turn off your alarm. So go on Instagram, don't check your email, don't see missed calls. You know, get up, get ready, and then you know, check it if you have like a few minutes later before you go. So anyway, so I didn't have time to make my matcha this morning, my protein matcha that I make. I didn't have time to prepare my electrolyte, but I'll do that later. So I'm going to Pilates, so it's not, well, I mean, it's still working out. I don't want to ever diminish like that Pilates is less intense than Orangetheory. It might seem that way because there's not like the running like on the tread and stuff. But so yesterday was Everest at Orangetheory, which was intense, and then I came to 6 p.m. Pilates, which was, you know, there's a new instructor here. She was okay, but this was supposed to be a level 1.5, and it was supposed to be like split reformer chair, and she didn't do any of that. You know, she's just like a regular Pilates class, and I feel like she even thumbed down some of the moves. Like, she used a lot of like the box with planks and like on the floor. Because in the reformer, sometimes it just helps you when you put your feet on the foot bar, but to have the box. But here yesterday, it was like, I don't know, it was like a level, like not even 1. I feel like it was like a 0.5 or something. That's not a real level, I just made that up, but like the lowest level was like level 1. But whatever. I mean, I appreciated the stretching, and you know, you still working for and all that stuff. And if I have time, I'll edit yesterday's video. I have this long video from when I went to Dominican Republic. It's not a long video. I recorded, like, you know, every day a little bit when I was in Dominican Republic, and I end up with 3 hours of video. And I trimmed it down on iMovie to 2 hours. But I'm like, who wants to hear me talking for 2 hours, right? I listen to those videos that are long sometimes, like, you know, when I'm putting laundry away or I'm cleaning or something, and I put on like a podcast or, you know, somebody's rambling YouTube video, like one of these makeup reviewers, like Coffee Break with Danny does long videos. So like I wouldn't mind, but I don't know if to upload it. Like now that I have it, I'm like, maybe I should trim it down some more, but then it's not gonna make sense because it's all like different days. Anyway, I haven't uploaded to YouTube in a while. I want to do a like hair care, skin care video. We'll see. See, it's 5:53 and the studio door, is it already open? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I hope this person who likes to take my reformer is not here. That's the other thing. Some people are like rude. Like if you see somebody that always has the same reformer, why would you go take it? Why? We are here, guys.